They're setting the deck. Something over the top's coming.
St. Brown was the motion man. Here's Goff throwing to the middle. To St. Brown. To the 44-yard line. First down and a gain of 26. Second and 10. Goff throwing inside. It's complete for now to Laporta again. And the tight end out of Iowa, just like Hawkinson, the Vikings tight end out of Iowa. Look at all the confusion they're showing Goff. 4th and 5. Unblocked man coming. Goff hung in there. Got it to Jamison Williams. First down Detroit at the 25. Does that help the pain go away?
Always.
Okay. At the 25. Gibbs got an opening. The acceleration. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown Detroit.
You're going to get the lead block right there, but watch how Gibbs does this. He's going to pretend he's going there, but he all along knew where he was going. Watch him set this up. Go! And now it's a foot race, and nobody's beating this guy in a foot race.
Sack guy by 4. Gives you an idea of how they haven't had any pass rush. This drive starts at the 20. On cue, it's a pass rush, and Darnold will go down at the 2. Zadarius Smith, who they traded for after the injury to Hutchinson. That thing set on 0 for about a second and a half.
Don't do that. Don't edit yourself.
3rd and 18. That one off in time. Lions bring pressure. Darnold well protected. In the middle, just too tall for Hawkinson.
I don't care how tough a guy you are. That hangs around.
I don't know how he hung on to the ball. Loss of 8. 3rd and long. Goff in trouble. Bernard brings him down. Leads the team. 12 sacks. He had 12 and a half in Houston last year.
In his helmet as well, that has been helping all the way up to the snap.
2nd and 9. Darnold throws inside the middle. It's caught by Josh Oliver. He's got a first down, big hit on Oliver. Again on 0. They let it go. Late pressure. Darnold hit as he throws. Caught by Jefferson inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. What a job by Darnold hanging in there. Looked like it smelled like grounding. Wasn't called that. Reynolds inside run. Craig Reynolds, one shy of the first down as Ivan Pace.
I'm sure he's going to be the most thrilled one of all when Montgomery comes back.
The 26. Lions out of the shadow of the goalpost. Again retreating his up. Oh, it's intercepted on the deflection by Pace. 3 in his way. He thought he was lofting it to Gibbs, who had a lot of room to run. But Josh Metellus tipped it, and Ivan Pace Jr. comes up with the interception.
Do you start to look away and see what other option you might have?
3rd and goal. Here come the Lions. Darnold firing. Jefferson overthrown as Robertson bid on it. Chance from Alabama. Just sneaks it inside. Pretty high-end help we get for the stats.
Man, there goes the budget.
From the 30, Goff gets it out, gets it complete. Stumbling is Tim Patrick for a gain of 8 to the 28-yard line.
Everybody thought this was going to be close to 100 points in a game out here, and these guys have just gotten it done. I don't know how much longer they can hold up like that.
The edge pressure was picked up there, and St. Brown takes it to the 49-yard line, and Chris... And Darnold throwing in the middle, first down and more for Naylor. Naylor takes it to the 35-yard line. Played his college ball. 2nd and 5, little pitch. Jones to the edge, and got a nice block. And to the 21, but here comes a flag from deep. 13 for the touchdown. Darnold hit as he throws, incomplete. And the Lions get to Darnold again. A huge story in this half. That was Josh Paschal that time. Good from 25, Reichert from 31. And knocks that through. It is a 1-point game. And Bates can make them from mid-50s, so 20 yards. Can they get it? It's a 3-man rush. The throw by Goff is caught, and out of bounds at the 41 is St. Brown. So in 5 seconds, they get right there, and that kickoff mistake could cost the Vikings. One timeout, 15 seconds, home field available, throw across the middle is caught. To the 31-yard line goes Khalif Raymond. And here from 48 to extend the lead at the break. And Bates bangs it through again. And the mistake on the kickoff cost the Minnesota Vikings 3 points. Play clock hits 0 as Darnold gives, and Akers takes off. Cam Akers may go. Joseph has the angle on him. Akers inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. And thus, they trail. Goff in his own end zone. Deep shot downfield. There's coverage down there. It's intercepted by Harrison Smith. So Smith kept drifting back. The deep ball for Jameson Williams.
And so you bring in Kendall Vildor, who did start a couple of games here in the past month.
So Darnold gets it to Jones, who takes off in the first down to the 36-yard line. Lions again bring the extra pressure. Darnold firing that way. Jefferson's got it with Robertson down and looking for a flag. Jefferson goes forward. He's shy of the first down. And Darnold underneath, and it's almost intercepted, incomplete. Jefferson couldn't squeeze it. Important field goal for Will Reichert from 51 yards away. Good pass at it, knocks it down the middle.
We haven't seen from them all season long.
From the 30, Lions take over on first down. Goff swinging it out. Gibbs hit in stride, very close to the first down at the 40-yard line. The only touchdown of the game by Gibbs in the first quarter. Pace with the pressure. Goff's the throw. Hung on to by Laporta. Taken down at the 41-yard line. 3rd and 2, Harrison Phillips has a new contact lens, and the big guy's back in the lineup for the Vikings. And the throw here on 3rd and 2. Goff clutches, fires, caught by St. Brown at the 28-yard line. Gain of 13 and St. Brown. So 4th and 2. And the Lions go for it. The Vikings bring it. Heat. The pass is a touchdown to Gibbs.
Pressure right up the middle, and that means we got one-on-one right over here with the leading sacker for the Minnesota Vikings, and that is what you would call a mismatch. They can't win like that. They have to make big plays with their wideouts.
Pressure picked up that time. He's chased by Campbell, throwing on the run. There it is. Stumbling out of bounds is Naylor. Thought he would have had a lot more at the 45-yard line. Jefferson the motion, 3rd and 4. Darnold over the middle for Hawkinson. And no flag, it's 4th down. And here we go with Reichert from 51. Job in the hold, he missed it to the right. In their best field position of the night at their own 41-yard line. Play action here, about to get hit. He got rid of it, and there's a lot of space for Gibbs. Gain of 14, first down to the 45. Melissa Stark on the sideline, Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth here in the booth. In the 45, Goff on first down. Is complete to his tight end, and Sam Laporta's got a dozen before Pace brings him down. Run of 10 straight completions. 2nd and 10, throwing back inside. That's 9 of the 10 needed as St. Brown makes the catch.
He's been all right so far.
Skipper eligible again. Goff scans, fires. Jameson Williams comes up with the grab.
Give me more. Don't feel like I'm limited to only so much. Give me more.
From the 13, Gibbs left. Jahmyr Gibbs accelerates into the end zone. He's got the hat trick. Vikes have to get to midfield. Probably a couple of shots to do it. Here comes the pressure. Darnold in trouble. He's sacked.
He said, I can't give you a timeline, no promises, but I'm manifesting getting back.
Listen from the 26, Jahmyr Gibbs taking off again. Gibbs with the inside move. Tackle, the ball comes out at the end, and Brock Wright gets on it for Detroit. Lots of folks taking notice, as they have the last couple of years with Glenn, the defensive coordinator. Gibbs, first down, inside the 15, tackled at the 14 by Bynum. And that's the team that goes for it all the time. So, of course, they're going to be going for it on 4th down, except for the time that they didn't. And 1st and goal, and the inside run for Gibbs, still going to the goal line. Number 4. to remember. Downs in a game.
You want to describe this offense, here's how you do it. Watch all the guys coming up at the end of this and pushing their offensive teammate into the end zone for the touchdown. We see that time. Defense was hurting. They're missing key guys. This was the night to get them, and they didn't have answers.
Here's Naylor. About 8. Gets out of bounds. Branch took him there. 4.5 to go. A game at a place where he was before being the Vikings head coach. L.A. against the Rams. Craig Reynolds in for Gibbs. Goes down to stay in bounds and gets 18 yards.
Based on how many people they were missing, what this defense looked like, and what they were able to do, what Aaron Glenn was able to do with the rest of those people, just one of the most impressive coaching performances I've seen all year.
Good job, Greg. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Might see him in 2 weeks for a playoff rematch right back here. The Detroit Lions' best season ever ends with an exclamation point. Win 15. They're the #1 seed.